Welcome to my Leadership Book Review. I'm Miriam Wright, MSN student at UTA, and this presentation is in partial fulfillment of the requirements of N5343, Leadership in Complex Healthcare Systems. John Salka is the author of First In, Last Out, Leadership Lessons from the New York Fire Department. Salka is a retired New York City Battalion Fire Chief with over 30 years of experience. He progressed from a novice firefighter to a lieutenant, then captain, and then to Chief of Battalion Number 18. He draws his expertise from past experiences from the front line, but also from other leadership opportunities, such as manager for Ground Zero recovery efforts. Salka is an instructor, trainer, author, and lecturer. He consults on leadership both nationally and internationally for fire service organizations and corporate audiences. Most leadership books focus on large corporations, well-known CEOs, or historic leaders, which make leadership seem unattainable and less visible roles. But Salka explains that leaders have the opportunity to make significant contributions and improvements at every level. Both emerging and seasoned leaders can find answers to four main questions. How do I motivate others to achieve the established goals? How do I ensure the process to achieving these goals is done correctly? How can we make sure we're making the correct efforts in the first place? And how can I motivate people to be their best? First in, last out is an expression that summarizes the leadership code of the New York Fire Department. Leaders have the courage to go into a crisis first, lead by example, work with their firefighters to extinguish the blaze, and stay until the last man is out of danger. The target audience of this book is anyone interested in learning more about leadership. This includes small business owners, CEOs, staff supervisors, or even high-level executives. Salka offers leadership lessons for all levels of employees in all organizations. In healthcare, this book is applicable for bedside leaders as well as chief nursing officers. The strengths of this book are Salka's expertise on the subject, the engaging style of writing, and practical advice on leadership strategies that provide new insights and perspectives on leadership. Salka explores the topic of leadership in a way that's simple to understand for every leader by utilizing real-life examples from his life as a frontline firefighter and as a battalion leader. His firefighter leadership analogies create a descriptive image of leadership and can be applied to any industry. For example, he says, manage change. The fire you fought yesterday is not the one you'll be fighting tomorrow. Communicate aggressively. A working radio is worth more than 20,000 gallons of water. There are very few shortcomings to this book. However, on an academic level, it does not contribute to new leadership theories or leadership research, but merely offers a fresh perspective. Although Salka does cite some scholarly work for the basis of his approach, most of his leadership information is really based on his experience and the works or ideas of other leaders. Although Salka does discuss how self-discovery and awareness lead to leadership behavior, he doesn't specifically address leadership styles or traits. Since this book is intended for a broad audience, I, as the reader, had to independently make the correlations between the author's examples and the healthcare industry. The author met the main objectives of his book. He defined the basics of leadership, which is directing people, unifying people, developing leadership skills, and establishing relationships. Furthermore, Salka explained how to create a basic leadership foundation by utilizing methods to advance leadership ability. This is done by uncovering reality or following the smoke and treating your team as partners and valued assets. Motivating others is accomplished by getting others to buy into the mission, inspiring them, and emphasizing productive qualities. Trust is created by providing living examples of credibility, which inspire people to go to almost any length to meet the established team goals. Hone your decision-making skills by understanding that people are your best source of information, and conflict is essential to achieving new insight. Measure the execution of your goals. It's done by making your goals clear, asking who, what, how, and the reality of meeting these objectives. Adapting to change is done by fostering innovation and including people in the change process. Lastly, help new leaders grow by mentoring. In my opinion, First In, Last Out by John Salka is a must-read for any leader. While the book is not specifically created for nursing administration or the healthcare community, the leadership lessons learned can be readily applied to practice. This book encompasses many of the leadership concepts that were presented in our UTA leadership course in a simple, compelling, and inspiring format. In addition, New leadership insights and perspectives were related to the reader. Salka has reinforced the value of leadership and how leadership is related to improved outcomes in any organization. Thank you for joining me today for my book review. I open up the floor now to any questions that you may have.